Chapter 1. The Gates of Despair. The heavy gates clanged shut behind me, a thunderous echo that reverberated through the cold stone walls. As I stepped into the prison, an unsettling mix of dread and disbelief enveloped me. This was not where I envisioned my life ending up. My name is Eli, and I didn't belong here. My hands trembled as I clutched my diary, my only refuge in this world of despair. The metallic scent of fear hung thick in the air, mingling with whispers of lost hopes and broken dreams. Each step I took felt heavier than the last, my mind racing with thoughts of my wrongful conviction. I caught glimpses of other inmates, their eyes clouded with stories left untold. I sank onto a cold bench, my heart pounding, wishing for an escape. But deep down I sensed an ember of resilience flickering. Perhaps there was more to discover behind these bars than I could imagine. Chapter 2. Whispers of Art. As I sit in my stark cell, the echoes of the prison walls cradle my thoughts in a haunting embrace. Yet amidst the despair, a hushed wind carries whispers through the cramped corridors, rumors of an underground art movement breathing life into this oppressive place. I catch snippets from fellow inmates. Mara's creating something beautiful, they say, voices tinged with reverence. This Mara, a former art teacher whose passion spiraled into tragedy, seems to ignite a spark of hope among us. My curiosity piques, and my heart quickens at the thought of art, a thing I thought lost forever in the shadow of these bars. The clinking of paintbrushes and the rustle of paper create a melody that dances in my imagination, contrasting starkly with the sterile monotony surrounding me. In this chaos of confinement, I yearn to join Mara's world, a world where expression flourishes, even behind these walls of cement and steel. Chapter 3. The Inmate Collective. As Eli navigates the stark corridors, he hears the comforting embrace of camaraderie echoing through the halls. He meets Henry, the gentle giant who towers over others, yet speaks in a soothing whisper, sharing tales of the family he lost and the dreams he still clings to. Next, he encounters Sophie, a brilliant hacker whose fingers dance over the keyboard in memory of her digital defiance. Her sharp wit masks the vulnerability of a life lived in shadows. Then there's Marcus, the hardened criminal with a soft spot for poetry. His gruff exterior hides a heart full of stories, and he often recites verses that resonate with pain and hope. Within these walls, Eli learns that each inmate carries a burden, yet together they form an unlikely brotherhood, bound by shared experiences and a desire to break free through creativity. Their voices intertwine, creating a tapestry of resilience against the harsh reality of incarceration. Chapter 4. Art as a Refuge. Eli leaned against the cold, gray wall of the prison workshop, observing as Mara guided the first art session. The room buzzed with energy. The sounds of paintbrushes scratching canvas, muffled laughter, and the soft rustling of paper blended into a symphony of creativity. With every stroke, inmates poured their emotions into art, transforming despair into vibrant expression. Mara encouraged each participant to channel their stories, pain, hope, dreams, into their creations. Eli picked up a brush, heart racing, and began to paint a landscape that mirrored his emotions, a dark forest with a single light breaking through the trees, symbolizing a flicker of hope. As the workshop unfolded, Eli felt a sense of belonging unlike any he'd experienced since his arrival. He was no longer just a prisoner. He was an artist, part of a collective that recognized the healing power of creativity. In this sacred space, they were united, transforming their confinement into a canvas for liberation. Chapter 5. Shadows of the Past. The dim light flickers in the workshop as Eli's gaze drifts toward Mara, lost in thought. He feels the weight of her backstory like a canvas stretched taut, a story of love, betrayal, and a moment that changed everything. As she begins to speak, her voice trembles with vulnerability. She recounts the fateful night that led to her incarceration, a passionate argument with someone she once cherished, where emotions spiraled out of control. In the hushed atmosphere of the workshop, Eli recognizes the fragility of human connection, the thin line between love and desperation. Mara's past becomes a revelation, igniting Eli's admiration for her resilience and creative vision. The sound of paintbrushes scratching on canvas fills the air, blending with the murmurs of fellow inmates sharing their stories. As laughter and tears intertwine, Eli realizes that art isn't just a refuge. It is a powerful medium for healing the scars of the past. Chapter 6, The Bonds of Brotherhood. As Eli settled into the rhythm of life behind bars, he found solace in the camaraderie of his newfound friends. Each evening, they gathered in the dimly lit common area, sharing stories that echoed off the cold steel walls. Henry, the gentle giant, spoke softly about his love for his family, revealing tender memories that brought warmth to their grim surroundings. Sophie, with her sharp mind, recounted her daring escapades in the digital world, her eyes sparkling with the thrill of rebellion. Marcus, usually guarded, unveiled a hidden side, his voice thick with emotion as he spoke of lost opportunities and unfulfilled dreams. Eli listened intently, feeling a deepening connection with each story shared. In those shared moments of vulnerability, a brotherhood formed, fueled by the understanding that behind their mistakes was a profound humanity yearning for freedom. The sounds of laughter and whispered hopes intertwined, creating an unbreakable bond forged in adversity. Chapter 7, Tensions Rising. The atmosphere in the prison shifted, heavy with an impending sense of dread. Eli's diary entries reflected the unspoken anxiety that gripped the inmates as whispers of the art workshops reached the ears of the prison authorities. The once vibrant echoes of laughter and creativity were now shadowed by the strict presence of Warden Graves and his guards, their eyes scanning every corner for signs of rebellion. Eli felt the palpable tension as friends became divided. Some chose compliance, too afraid to lose their tenuous safety, while others stood by Mara and Eli's side, willing to risk everything for the chance to express themselves. The echoes of heated discussions filled the air, punctuated by the distant clang of metal against metal, the sound of conformity clashing with the yearning for freedom. Each diary entry became a testament to the growing conflict, revealing the stark choice between loyalty and survival, as the fragile bonds of brotherhood hung in the balance. Chapter 8, Choices and Consequences. The tensions in the air are palpable as the guards tighten their grip, imposing new rules that suffocate the flickering spirit of creativity. Eli watches as his fellow inmates grapple with a harsh reality, loyalty versus self-preservation. Marcus, usually a steadfast ally, wrestles with the fear of repercussions. "We can't risk it, Eli," he says, his voice trembling with uncertainty. "This isn't just art, it's our lives." Eli's heart sinks, torn between his passion for art and the looming threat of isolation. Henry, ever the gentle giant, surprises everyone with a quiet resolve. "If we stay silent, nothing will change. We have to stand together." As whispers spread throughout the population, Eli senses an undeniable shift. Friends become adversaries and allegiances blur. In this moment of reckoning, Eli realizes that every choice carries weight, each decision shaping their destinies behind these unforgiving walls. The struggle for freedom through art demands courage, and courage comes with a cost. Chapter 9, The Pushback. The dim light flickered as Eli gathered the group in a secluded corner of the prison yard, their voices hushed but resolute. "We can't let them silence us," Eli urged, passion igniting a fire in his chest. Mara nodded, her eyes gleaming with determination. "We have to show them what art means to us." The weight of Warden Graves' oppressive rules hung heavily in the air, but Eli felt an unyielding bond among them, the collective spirit of those who dared to dream beyond the iron bars. Sophie began sketching plans for the exhibition, her fingers flying over paper like a bird escaping a cage. Henry and Marcus exchanged stories of defiance, their voices rising against the despair that cloaked the prison. The sound of their shared laughter, even in defiance, echoed against the cold walls, sending ripples of hope through the group. Together, they plotted their secret escape into the world of artistry, ready to reclaim their voices and fight back against conformity. Chapter 10, Secrets Unveiled. As the evening shadows stretched across the prison yard, Eli sat on his bunk, his heart racing with the chilling realization that the past he thought buried was clawing its way into his present. In a hushed tone, he confided in Mara about the recent rumors of a cover-up surrounding his conviction. His voice trembled as he revealed how a witness, one he never expected to hear from again, had come forward to challenge the validity of the evidence against him. Mara, her eyes wide with intensity, promised to help him find the truth. Together, they pondered the implications. If Eli could prove his innocence, it might shatter the very foundations of the prison's oppressive authority. but doubts began to creep in, intertwining with his hope. The shared sounds of clinking brushes and quiet whispers echoed around them, juxtaposing the urgency of their mission against the prison's looming silence. Time was running out, and Eli felt the weight of his past pressing heavily on him. Chapter 11. The Art Exhibition. The day of the secret exhibition arrives, cloaked in a palpable sense of anticipation and nervous energy. Eli stands backstage, his heart racing as he hears the faint whispers of fellow inmates gathering in the dimly lit space. The careful arrangement of artwork, each piece a visceral expression of pain, hope, and resilience, transforms the cold, stark walls of the prison into a sanctuary of creativity. The sounds of soft footsteps, muffled laughter, and murmurs of admiration fill the air as inmates navigate the hidden corners, discovering the depth of each other's stories through art. Eli glances at Mara, who radiates pride and determination. Together, they've forged a moment that transcends their surroundings, allowing the flickers of humanity to shine brightly. As Eli addresses the crowd, his voice trembles with emotion, and he realizes that this is more than an exhibition. It's a celebration of their shared struggles, a voice ring louder than the clanging of prison bars. Chapter 12. Voices Amplified. As the day of the secret exhibition dawned, a palpable anticipation buzzed within the prison walls. Eli's heart raced as he stood alongside Mara, watching inmates sneak glances at their artwork showcased in the dimly lit corner of the common area. Soft whispers filled the air, blending with the muted sounds of footsteps, an unspoken acknowledgement of shared struggles and dreams. As the first guests arrived, Eli felt a rush of pride and vulnerability. Each piece told a story of resilience, Marcus's haunting depiction of lost time, Sophie's digital art capturing the suffocating weight of confinement, and Mara's expressive canvas revealing her passion and pain. When the applause erupted, echoing like a symphony of hope, Eli felt tears prick his eyes. This was more than an artwork display. It was a reclamation of voice. The inmates shared raw reflections on their lives, shattering the silence around their existence, finally allowing their stories to resonate beyond the prison bars. Chapter 13. A Glimpse of Hope. As dawn broke, light seeped through the barred windows, illuminating the stark, barren walls of the prison. Eli listened intently to the hushed whispers of inmates discussing the aftermath of the exhibition. News of their art had reached the outside world, drawing attention from local media and advocacy groups eager to share their stories. Within those walls, hope began to flicker like a candle in the dark. Eli sat in the workshop, surrounded by his friends, Mara, Henry, Sophie, and Marcus, each of them reflecting on the significance of their work. They spoke excitedly about the potential changes that could come from their creativity and vulnerability. Yet amidst the exhilaration, anxiety lingered. Eli's heart raced as he pondered the uncertainty of this newfound visibility. Would their stories be heard? Would the world understand their humanity? As they continued to dream aloud, Eli felt a sense of unity and determination, sparking a hope that could not be extinguished.